Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. This is Corey, and today we're going to continue sharing quotes from famous people around leadership so that we can glean as much as we can from it from a principle perspective, meaning it can give us perspective. It can help us think differently. It can be an inspiration at times to inspire us to think or do something differently, but also how can we activate it to where we act upon it. And so today I want to share a quote with you from Maya Angelou. And it says this, and we've shared this on this podcast before, but it really is something that we could be reminded of every day, every week, to remind us of this principle. And she says this, she said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. People will forget what you did. People will forget what you say, but people never will forget how you make them feel." And the idea here is that things like, or skills like emotional intelligence, skills like empathy, skills like compassion, skills that you can build, ways that you can think, that you can change from how you think today into a different way of thinking. These soft skills that you can build are actually ones that allow you to consider how other people feel whenever they work with you, especially whenever there's pressure, especially whenever there is a situation to where things are being pressure tested and leadership is needed the most. And you as a leader really are exposed for what we truly are in those situations. In those situations, we have the opportunity to make sure that people feel the way that we want them to feel under our leadership. And so don't forget that. Don't forget that people will forget a lot about what we do as leaders, but they most likely will never forget how we made them feel. And so even in the toughest situations, when you're given the toughest feedback, we can do it in a humanized way. We can treat each other as human beings in an empathetic way. And if we do that, it may be a very difficult situation. In fact, I've been in some of the hardest conversations when I've had to fire someone from a job. And that is a tough conversation to be in. It is something that I really do not like to do. And it's something I would love to avoid if I could. But it's required at times whenever things aren't fitting. But even in those toughest situations, it can be handled with care, dignity, empathy, and treat the other person across the other side of the table as a human being. And they will remember that, even though it may be painful that they're losing their job or having to go find something new. At the end of the day, they will remember that down the road, how you made them feel. And so your go and do is to remember that. People will forget what you say, people will forget what you do, but they never will forget how you make them feel.